Hi, my name is Catherine Condon and I'm the author of this website. I wanted to thank you for visiting, and I wanted to use this final section to share some personal reflections and also my vision for research and development in the field of call. I just wanted to start off by saying that generally I think that educators are a unique cohort of professionals. In general, they seem to be very committed, and that the work of educators is unique in that they're constantly required to be creative and adaptive designers, working in an environment that seems to never be constant or stable. It's almost as if a prerequisite for their job is to be adaptive, to change the classroom environments, change with their student bodies, with the demands of the curriculum and administration. And this can be quite challenging. But teachers seem to be so engaged in their role, so dedicated and committed to their students' outcomes, perhaps even more than students or parents, that they're always trying to rise to the occasion, and meet the demand and meet the need. My concern is that challenges are growing. Leaders in the industry of technology highlight that technology is changing every profession, and that professions need to be able to change with it. This added element, this added complexity that technology brings to the table introduces a new element of variability that may be the tipping point for us, where we realize that we can't overcome this alone. My hope is that when we move into the future, we'll continue to invest in two key areas, and that's the area of professional development and research. As teachers are motivated and committed, we find that the most widespread form of professional development resources tend to be self-generated and self-maintained. And while this is great, you put teachers in a position where they need to go out and search the web for blogs and try and find out how they can use a specific digital tool in their classroom, and it kind of becomes a wild goose chase for them essentially. And they don't get any feedback on what they're doing correctly or not correctly. And I think that we need to invest in clear, comprehensive, accessible resources across the board. We need to equip teachers with skills that help them facilitate classroom management online, that provide them access to digital tools, that highlight pedagogy appropriate for specific contexts, just to even act as guiding principles or a guiding document that help them overcome the hurdles that they can encounter and troubleshoot technology issues or unique variables that their learners bring to the table. So another piece of this is that if we invest in professional development, we also need to continue to invest in research. Professional development should reflect evidence-based practices. We see huge gaps in literature, especially in the field of call. There's a disproportionate focus on English language learners. There's a disproportionate focus on adult learners. And we need research that helps us understand how different demographics of learners bring unique variables to the table that influence the learning experience. So whether it's that young learners are maybe best facilitated with a different tool, or whether we need to use different assessment techniques with them. Maybe a flipped classroom technique isn't appropriate, or maybe there's only certain elements that we should offer in that capacity. So, we really, really do need evidence-based practice to guide us in the right direction. I think that if this course has taught us nothing, it's that multiple variables will influence the learning context, and for us to be efficient designers, we need to be able to account for these. We've looked at learning through a very narrow lens of call, and even in this context we see huge variability in terms of how technology works in different contexts with different inputs and different learners. So the takeaway message really is that there's no cookie cutter solutions. Effective design needs to be deliberate and requires teachers to be creative and adaptive, but also to access a tool and a set of skills, a toolbox and a set of skills and knowledge that make their efforts most efficient. So I'll leave you with these thoughts. Hopefully you've enjoyed navigating my website and reflecting on technology in the context of call. My intention was to provide you with a foundation of understanding about the subject area, but also to leave you with some food for thought. So thank you again.